been, leaving aside whether one is from the pharmaceutical space or the auto space or the IT space, the fact is life has been tough for Indian corporates. So a lot of the bigger companies, the blue chip companies have been sort of coming out with stress points, if one could actually call it that. How is it like for you? How is it on ground? I mean, when you actually go out there, you talk to bankers, I don't know if you have any fund requirements right now, but if you go out and try and get funds, you try and get business moving, what's the on ground situation?
Well, it's difficult. It has been difficult in the last 6 odd months. Purely because most bankers, financial institutions go by what they read, media and the rest of it. General Motors is going bankrupt. So if I'm supplying to General Motors, no more money. So that's how it is. So it's difficult to explain to them that it's not GM US, I'm supplying GM Europe. Oh right, but they are...
No, but GM is going bankrupt.
Yeah,
so therefore.
When you say GM,
they're almost two entirely different companies.
It's a different view of everybody, you know. People say that GM USA could have gone for Chapter 11.
Oh, okay.
Now, for example, GM Europe is doing exceedingly well, posted profits last year. Why would you want to close a running unit that's doing profits? Ford Europe probably posted 4 billion profit last year. Now, Ford US may not have done that.
Sure.
But this is then how you look
at... So how are you getting around this mindset then?
We'll go and explain this to the bank and say, look, try and understand the field that we are in, try and understand the area that we have, suppliers that we have. See the history. Look at what we're doing. So once you get around that, then I think bankers are right.
Now, for a company like you, which is also in expansion mode, and you have the entire plan up till 2010, at what levels were interest rates, at what levels had they started becoming sort of very stifling or almost choking?
Around middle of last year. Started off going up. But then we had said, all right, we'll play on...
That was what, 14.5%?
13.5%, 14, yeah. But then we had started looking at other options, you know, foreign currency funds. Internal generations. We looked at leveraging different ways rather than just saying go to the banker and buy INR loans.
But you know, for a couple of years now, we've been hearing that Precision might be looking for outside investment, for foreign investment in equity. Is that going anywhere?
At this point of time, not.
Okay, not.
The
environment is not too good, so we are not looking at anything of that sort right now.
You are happy to explore that as you expand?
Oh, yes, we are happy to explore that as we go forward, but let the market and the situation improve.
Now, here's the other thing. You're in a slightly difficult market, but the fact is that the big picture, as far as India is concerned, is that more and more foreign manufacturers are selling here and then consequently setting up here, which is great for business. And you're one of 2 manufacturers of camshafts in the country. Now, when they come in, their ancillary units will also come in with them. And so that creates more competition for you. Now, once a foreign manufacturer of camshafts comes and sets up base in India, I'm assuming he can maintain quality, but we're also assuming that he can then fight on price if need be. So what is this for you? Is it an opportunity? Is it a threat?
PCL has taken this fight there.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
So I've already expanded beyond our market into their market. Okay. So typically speaking, if GM wants to come and set up a plant, on their radar, you would obviously find that PCL is a supplier. So by default, you get, not by default, I would say by default, you're chosen to be at least one of those who can get the RFQs, or you can request for quotation.
Sure.
You are nominated eventually because of the record that you have created with.
Sure.
So it's not that somebody is going to come from Europe, set up a camshaft manufacturing. I'm not saying that's not a possibility, but looks a bit difficult.
How is the opportunity split between the domestic market and the international market? Exports have been a huge part of your business, but how is it when it comes to supplying to some of the Indian major names, and a lot of them like Maruti, Mahindra & Mahindra are on your client list as well?
We are a single source to quite a few in India. For example, Hyundai. Since the day of inception, we have been a single source. Every Hyundai that is manufactured has our camshaft. Every Telco car manufactured is our camshaft. Telco, we are a single source. Maruti, we are a major source to new engines. We've got competition there. But railways, we are a single source. So we've got a whole list of customers.
So where is it more lucrative? I mean, is, let's say, a BMW Porsche contract, which might be, the volumes might be, let's say, slightly lesser versus a regular Indian contract?
Okay, we've got into that higher. I mean, PCL's philosophy has been very clear. We don't want to fight at the lower end. We want to acquire new technology. That's the reason that we chose to develop Porsche. It took us 2.5, 3 years. But once you start supplying into Porsche, then at least you've got that technology. Maybe that technology is what you'll offer India in about 5, 7 years. We don't want to be told by some engine manufacturer in India, look, this is what we want, do you have the capability? We'd rather say that we have this capability, would you like it?
Sure, yeah.
So this is where we want to be.
Sure.
Now, for example, the Mercedes-Benz camshaft. It's a glass core camshaft. I don't think this part of the world has seen it.
Isn't nano a huge opportunity?
I'm not in it.
Okay.
But I guess that's a huge price fight for any supplier
anyone. That's really the low end. I mean, the lowest sort of.
There is a huge price
common
fight. And as a company, we don't want to get into that war. There is enough to look at.
Look, what is it, seriously big picture, and maybe not just auto ancillaries, but as a manufacturing hub for India, how close are we to that? Can we even achieve that? How much of a problem is China for us to achieve that target?
I think we're progressing towards that. India is becoming hub. Look at locations down south or in Pune.
Sure.
Very exciting projects. Technology, very excellent technology is being brought into India. I think it's growing. I wouldn't say we've reached there.
Okay.
But midway, I would say. We've got somewhere in the middle.
But going forward, is it 2 steps front, 1 steps back, or the other way around?
No, I think we're going 1 step forward, but that 1 step is taking quite some time.
Fair enough, fair enough.
In terms of China, I don't think they compete with us. No, I don't think. I have strong views on that.
Okay.
They can offer you fantastic infrastructure.
Sure.
But when it comes to actually understanding the product and doing and delivering it, you can set up the best machines.
Okay.
But it still takes you time to understand the product.
Absolutely.
Communication is a big problem there, which in India, fortunately, is not so much.
Absolutely right. Would it make sense for you, you're already familiar, the global manufacturers are already familiar with what you do, would it make sense for you to be manufacturing part of your production out of China?
No, I don't think we've done. We explored this at one point of time.
Okay.
If it comes out of necessity, we might.
Okay.
Given a choice, I wouldn't.
Fair.
I'd rather stick to where we are.
So bottom line, slow down. Where's the slowdown? Doesn't look like we find, at least not within your business.
At least not so much, yeah.
All right, great speaking to you, Yatin. Thanks for taking the
Thanks
time
so
out and
much.
speaking to us.
Thanks a lot.
Well, that's a wrap on this very interesting edition of Happy Hour. Hope you've enjoyed listening to Yatin. We've of course enjoyed this conversation ourselves. Thanks for watching.